when you're feeling avoidant, you're so far removed from reality and from what you actually want to do. It keeps you in such a stagnant place. Don't hate who you are now because you aren't who you will someday be. Who you are right now is needed in this moment. Who you are right now is valuable. Who you are right now, it's gonna create who you are in the future. So like clearly there's value. You are now tuning into a Shavion show. Today's topic, fear causing me to erase myself from reality so I don't have to participate in it. Hey y'all, welcome back. And if you are new here, then hey, I'm your host, Shavion. And today's video is actually going to be an extension of my previous one. So I'll be continuing the painting that I was working on, and we're going to be talking about avoidance, dissociating, and a little sprinkle of shame this time, because I really just want to fully address the inaction loop. That's what those three things really cause us to do. We freeze up, we can't take action, we can't move forward. It paralyzes us. Like when you're in those dissociative states, like you're just fucking like a zombie. Or when you're feeling avoidant, like you're so far removed from reality and from what you actually want to do. It keeps you in such a stagnant place, and a lot of times it stems from shame. So I'm really happy that someone has submitted this question. They asked me to talk about how those three things correlate, but I really had to give myself the time to like really just sit in those emotions, because I feel like I haven't been triggered to detach and dissociate so like heavy in a while. So for me, it was like a little shocker, because I've been doing so much work to not respond in that way, and it really just threw me off. And I've been taking this week to really just sit with myself and figure out like the pain behind it and what I'm trying to avoid, and what am I fearing. So I came up with some journal prompts for myself as well that I want to share with y'all towards the end of the video, so definitely stay tuned for that. But first I wanted to start off with how this loop showed up in my life. Like I told y'all, I didn't really have either one of my parents growing up, and my caregiver was always busy chasing after my father. And I really feel like it just caused me to build so much resentment around love. I was just angry. Like I was angry as a teen. Like it was repressed anger too, because like I couldn't give that shit to my parents. I couldn't give that anger to my caregiver, to my nana, or they was gonna smack the fuck out of me. Like I had to wear that shit. I had to suppress it. I had to eat it, you know. I noticed I took that resentment into my new relationships, not even just friendships, but romantic relationships as well. Like there was just always this underlying like, oh my God, what am I gonna have to do for this love? Like, or feeling like this love isn't gonna last forever, feeling like it's always gonna be transactional. Just this very, very skewed view of love. But even back then, like I knew that I was acting out of a place of just hurt and neglect. I was just acting out of a place of just like hurt and a distorted view of things, honestly. And it made me feel so shameful in my relationships. I felt shame in the fact that I couldn't be receptive of the love that was being given to me. Kind of similar to how I felt last week. I would say it just wasn't as heavy, because I've learned how to overcome shame and not allow that to like break me or break my confidence. But back then, I had no confidence. I had no self-esteem. I had no type of self-worth. So whenever I felt those shameful feelings, I would talk so down on myself. Like I would beat so down on myself. As I got older, and I was still carrying that guilt with me of being unable to accept love and just feeling unlovable. During COVID, I started posting on TikTok. I was getting a following on there, and every time somebody would call me an influencer or a TikToker, I would be like, no, I'm not. That's not what I am. Because I was so afraid of accepting this title and like actually stepping into something that I wanted to be in, because I was so scared of losing it. And I feel like me constantly pushing it away, like, yes, I know success, comes in waves, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing is ever up forever. Like, I do understand that now. But back then, once my views dropped and I stopped getting like as many followers in, and I stopped even having the motivation to create, I felt like such a failure for not being acceptive of the clout and the recognition that I was getting prior. So I ended up developing just so much shame around going after the things that I want, so much shame around like my success and like just being who I wanted to be, like career wise, and like being a creative. Like, me doing my YouTube channel took so much like fucking mental work, like for me to even be able to sit here and like talk in front of the camera, because I felt like I was just so unworthy of it, because when I was getting some success, like I wasn't accepting of it. Like, I hope I'm making sense, but like looking back on those situations where I was with my friends and I couldn't accept their love, or I wanted to be a creator but I couldn't accept why I would fear being successful in that, I would just completely dissociate, because it was just too much to handle. Like, it's just, I was beating myself down so bad that I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go deep in this hole. I'm just gonna lay here. I'm just gonna go numb. Like, that's really what ends up happening. Like, you just start going numb. Like, you don't feel anything anymore. And I really became so hopeless. Like, that's when the avoidance starts to kick in. And it's so crazy because it happened just like that this time when I was being avoidant to my girl, y'all. Like, I feel overwhelmed by shame, which causes me to dissociate and become numb and escape reality in any way that I can. And then I would naturally start to pull away from the things that I loved. So I naturally pulled away from my friends. I naturally cut all of them off, like, because I felt like they was being bad friends. So I'm like, I'm not talking to any of y'all. I don't feel like I'm even well in myself. Like, I recognize that I wasn't well, and I'll just be like, it would just be better if I am away from everybody. And I even did that with YouTube and wanting to be a creator. Like, I completely stopped posting on any social media platform. I completely stopped creating in general. Like, I really tried so hard to gaslight myself into believing like this is a reality that I was okay with, and it was working. Like, I was already in this disillusioned state of mind because I had been avoiding and dissociating and so far removed from the reality that I actually wanted. And I was so stuck in this like inaction loop where like nothing was happening. I was just so happy to finally get some type of action, even if I was gaslighting myself into doing the action, even if the action that I was doing wasn't serving me. It's just crazy how far we can like just get off of our path because we fear being seen. We fear how people are going to take us. We fear like how we just fear how we'll be seen, how we'll be received, because in the past we have shown up certain ways, because in the past we weren't able to be the person that we are growing to be. I don't know if I'm being cohesive. I never know if I'm being cohesive, but then y'all are like, oh yeah, that made sense, and I'm like, oh shit, it was good. But anyways, don't get off. Get back on topic, Shay. 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 Y'all, I have been sleeping so terribly recently. Like, no sleep. Brain just everywhere, y'all. I have ADHD. So, like, I feel like when you don't sleep and you have ADHD, like, it makes the ability to focus even 10 times worse. Like, overstimulated so easily. Like, I low-key want to stay in my room where it's safe because I don't want to get, like, overstimulated and then get very irritable. But another point that I wanted to add to the whole shame and like going numb thing, I think it's important to realize, like, even if you haven't gone through like traumatic experiences, you probably still feel stuff like this. you probably still deal with the same type of patterns because it's generational as well. Like, especially if you are from like any minority group, like, bro, our people have been so heavily abused and suppressed. Like, we have literally been forced to forget our culture. It causes numbness. It causes you to feel like who you are is so bad that you don't feel safe in your body. You don't feel comfortable in your body. You don't feel like you are safe to others. You feel like a danger to other people. And it causes you to just be like a shell of a person. Like, a lot of our ancestors were shells of who they actually were, and that pain is passed on to us whether you like it or not. So you probably deal with the same patterns, even though you have probably had a pretty chill childhood or whatever it may be. I think just becoming aware of that, not even necessarily doing anything about the generational part, but I think just becoming aware of it, that sometimes, like, it's just a cultural numbness that we inherit. It's a societal numbness that we unfortunately inherit and that we have to push past. Like, our society thrives off of us being numb. It thrives off of us being in this very, like, just disillusioned state of being where we can't take action because we're constantly going through a loop of fighting ourselves and suppressing ourselves and running away from what we're actually trying to get towards. I just think remembering that is just so important. It's just so important to start the healing process, and that's what I want to get into now, is how to start that healing process. Because like I told y'all, I've been working on myself for a really long time, and during COVID I did not work for the full 2 years of COVID, and I journaled every single day for like 6 hours. I kid y'all not. Like, I got really heavy into African spirituality. I was at my altar journaling every single day. I got heavy into African spirituality and Christianity, and I was journaling and praying all day long for like 2 years straight. And then I started therapy after that 2 years, and I've been in therapy for 2 years. So I've had like 4 years of like really heavily working on myself. So I just want to share with y'all things that I have, or tools I've come up with that have really helped me in my journey. My first tip is releasing the pressure to show up. Like, I feel like when you're healing and when you're starting to put yourself into healthier spaces and into spaces that you actually want to be in, you start to put this pressure on yourself to like be well all the time, or to like be perfect, or it's not even perfect, but like, I guess, be normal, you know what I'm saying? And you might even come up with a whole script, like, to prepare yourself, like, oh yeah, I'm about to go and hang out with so and so, or I'm about to go to this interview, or I'm about to start this business venture, I'm about to do X, Y, and Z, I'm about to show up like this every single day, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna run, I'm gonna read, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? You come up with this whole script for how things will be, but then when you actually get there and you start to live real life and know that life is completely off the damn script, and your triggers start coming up, you start to feel that shame, you start to want to pull away, you start to want to revert back to your survival tactics, and then you start getting down on yourself about that. Like, why the fuck am I feeling this way? Nobody else is feeling like this in the room. Why do I have to be so odd? Why do I have to be so broken? Not even realizing, one, that everyone in the room is probably feeling the same way, and B, the way that you're showing up in this moment is exactly what this moment needs. Like, what you have to bring right now is exactly what we need at this moment. You don't have to be the healed and perfect version of yourself. Like, when you do get there, like, beautiful, amazing, we're clapping for you, and that's exactly who we'll need in that time period. But for now, this broken you is what the moment needs. Crack that fucking joke. Make light of the situation. Be awkward. Be yourself. Like, whatever you have to offer in that moment is what you have to offer. And if your environment can't value that, then clearly you're in the wrong space. Like, you aren't off-putting, you aren't wrong, you're just in the wrong spaces. Just be patient with yourself, bro. Like, just be patient with yourself. Like, have faith in who you are in this moment. Have faith in the things that you are learning, and have faith in the work that you are putting in to better yourself. And know that faith is just patience in practice. Another thing that has completely changed like, I feel like the fucking trajectory of my life is choosing the harder route. You have to break the pattern. Like, it's gonna feel so much easier to allow those shameful thoughts or that guilt to like come through and like talk shit on you. It feels comfortable to allow that, and to allow that to make you want to go home and to retreat and to just be to yourself, or get cranky or get mean, or whatever your reactions are. Like, those natural, easy reactions. You have to say fuck that. You have to say no, that's not me anymore. You have to literally break yourself away from who you are used to being so that you can show up as who you want to, by choosing the harder route. Like, y'all think that I wanted to fucking get out of my comfort zone and stop shaming myself for my sexuality and go meet this girl that I really, really like? No, I did not. But I'm like, I'm not about to do the easy thing and pussy out. I'm going to see her. I know that I really like her. Even though this feels difficult, I know that it's gonna be worth it. Like, I saw a quote a long time, and it was like, easy choices, hard life, hard choices, easy life. Like, y'all, stop playing yourself. Literally just stop playing yourself. Like, we're not doing it no more. I don't even want to hear an excuse from you. Like, I don't even want to hear an excuse from you. I'm talking to me too. I don't want to hear any excuses no more. Do the hard thing so that you can live the easy life, or the life that you want to live. Do the difficult thing now so that you can get that ease later, that enjoyment. Like, get past that initial thump so that you can, and like, come on. I don't even need to say it no more. Stop. Another thing that has helped me is using detachment as a tool. Like, bro, first of all, realize that you are so fucking emotionally intelligent. The fact that like your body and your mind knows how to do all this like gaslighting and like, I don't know, like taking you away from reality. Like, what? I'm not even living in reality anymore. Like, the fact that like I have the ability to do all this is amazing. Like, how can I detach healthily? Like, is there a healthy way that I can detach? And the answer is 100% yes. Like, there's so many things that you can detach from. Like, what you see on social media, knowing how to detach yourself from what you see on your phone. I am not them. You are not me. I am not you. We have two completely, yes, we have overlapping experiences. Yes, we have overlapping thought patterns, but the way that we show up and the way that we perceive those things and feel those things is still so different. And to just remember that, and to never compare yourself, because you know how to have a healthy level of detachment. It's just so important. Like, I know how to detach myself from like everything, to be honest with y'all. Like, my job, like I know that I am not this job. I know that I am not just this one thing. Like, I am everything in the universe. Like, and it's crazy, like, you learn how to detach, and then like you figure out that you're actually connected to everything. But yeah, use detachment as a tool. Also, facing the worst possible outcome and making peace with it. So when you start to feel, or when I like start to feel those, oh, I gotta get out of here feelings, like I can't take this, like this is just way too much of me. Like, okay, Shay, what's the worst possible thing that can happen? Like, I would say with my YouTube, because that was a big hurdle that I had to get over. Like, I'm like, all right, what's the worst possible thing that can happen to me on YouTube? Okay, so my YouTube channel doesn't go as far as I hoped it would have. Okay, what about all the things that I have learned on the way there? What about all the people that I have inspired? What about myself that I've inspired by showing up and creating and tapping into that part of me that wants to be expressed? You know what I'm saying? And like just knowing that whatever comes, like you can handle it, bro. Like if you've been through as much trauma as I have been through, and I know a lot of y'all have, you can handle what the future is going to throw at you, Stank. Like, stop playing with yourself. Like, stop playing so small. Like, stop sleeping on your strength. Stop sleeping on your resilience. Like, you are such a resilient and strong person. Like, boss up to that. Own up to that. Like, you don't have to play small. You don't have to act weak. Like, you're not weak. You're not weak, so don't act like it. Face the worst possible outcome and make peace with it. How can I make peace with this fucking horrible ass situation? Like, I've dealt with way worse in the past. I've literally been fucking abused and neglected and left and told that I'm a fucking shitty ass person as a child, a literal child. If small me can deal with this and come out a beautiful, optimistic, loving person, I know that adult me can. And this tip is for me is really for shame specifically. I feel like this is like the only thing that really helped me with shame. And that is accepting things for what it is. Like, I would not be who I am today if it weren't for those shameful moments. Like, looking back like on those experiences, like, yes, I don't want to think so heavily about those things because like it is an icky feeling. I wouldn't be who I am today about those icky experiences, and it feels unfair because like, damn, I shouldn't have had to have dealt with that. But at the end of the day, like, you'll be able to connect with people who have had similar experiences and bring so much light and warmth to those people because they aren't alone. Like, if I hadn't gone through the things that I had went through, I wouldn't be able to inspire y'all or like connect with y'all on this level. Or even like if you've just like been a bully in the past, like there's just so much to celebrate and so much pride in, oh, I wasn't born this way, I had to work to be this way. Like, what? Like, I'm soaked right now, y'all. Like, yes, that is sexy. That is attractive. That is the type of people that I want in my life. People who have put in the work to be who they are today. That shows character. Like, if you was just born this, like, I'm perfect, I know how to respond to everything. Are you real? Jeff? Steve? Are you a real person, Stink? Like, I don't know, like just knowing that shame in those moments where you feel like you could have shown up so much better they did make you better in the end. And I think just realizing that, like, in acknowledging how far you've came and just acknowledging the value in your story. Even if you started off as a shitty person, even if you started off in a shitty situation, like there's so much value in your story. Yeah, just remember to celebrate yourself. Like, you are worth so much celebration. You are worth so much love. And yeah, I just hope that you're able to be more comfortable in who you are and not run away from what you are in this moment, you know? Because you aren't who you will someday be. Don't hate who you are now because you aren't who you will someday be. Who you are right now is needed in this moment. Who you are right now is valuable. Who you are right now, it's gonna create who you are in the future. So like, clearly there's value. Stop acting. Stop. Just stop. Love yourself. Live yourself. But yeah, let me give y'all these journal prompts because these really helped me to like come to these conclusions. So yes, first journal prompt: what would I do if I knew the world would support me? How does this supported me show up daily? I'm gonna say it again. What would I do if I knew the world would support me? How does this supported me show up daily? Okay, because I feel like a lot of the times we don't go after things, we pull back because we feel like the people around us will react in some repulsive way, or we just start catastrophizing. So what would you do? What are your dreams? What would you be like? Not even just career wise, I mean career wise too, but like what would you go after if you knew that you would be supported wholeheartedly? And how does that person show up daily? What are their daily habits? What does their daily routine look like? What type of people do they hang around? What type of self-talk do they have? Journal all that out. Okay. Second journal prompt. This one's kind of long. What boundaries have I created to survive? That part's kind of easy because that's what we're talking about in this video: dissociating and avoiding attachment. If I were to let those down, what do I think would happen? What new boundaries can I put in place that make me feel equally safe and receptive? I'm going to say it again. What boundaries have I created to survive? If I were to let those down, what do I think would happen? What new boundaries can I put in place that make me feel equally safe and receptive? You go get into it. Y'all go get into it. Like, please get into it. Let me know, like, if y'all feel comfortable with commenting like some of y'all responses, like, definitely let me know, because I want to like see if we've like come to like similar conclusions. But yeah, so those are the journal prompts. I really feel like it just comes down to building a sacred relationship with yourself. Like, and the more you build that sacred relationship with yourself, the closer it'll bring you to God. And the closer you are to God, the more divine support you will feel. Like, you're going to feel supported regardless of where you are or how you are showing up. Because God, and I'm not talking about like a religious guy, y'all, but like God, source, all, one. Like, God is non-judgment. God is movement. God is life. God is here to support you because he is here to support life. Like, God is life. So God supports you in how you are expressing life, even if it's in the wrong way sometimes, even if it goes against the grain, even if you don't feel comfortable in it. Know that your uncomfortability is just it's a challenge. It's a challenge that you can push past. It's a challenge that you can get through. Okay, so I'm actually gonna skip Ask Shay today because this video is for real too long for my liking. But I feel like I addressed a lot of the questions that revolved around people pleasing, avoidance, shame, and dissociating. So I kind of just want to leave it up to you to pull what you need from this video. But I may do the next episode as like strictly Ask Shays so that I can just get caught up on all of them. Thank y'all for watching to the very end. To everyone that watches my videos all the way through, like, y'all, stop. I'm blushing. Thank you. I appreciate all the support. Like, I love this space that y'all have created for me, or that we have created together here. Like, it's so beautiful, and I don't know, it's been helping me to be more vulnerable in my daily life, and I just really appreciate it so much. Like, yeah, I'm gonna just tell y'all a little sneak peek. I'm working on some prints, y'all. I'm working on some prints, as y'all can see throughout the video. I've been working on these paintings. Just a little quick background lore on me. I tried to start an art business back in 2020, and y'all, it was just an epic fail. Like, I couldn't get the fucking prints right. Everything just was going wrong, and like now everything has just like aligned perfectly. And I wanted to like wait till I was out of college so that I can have all the knowledge, because I'm a business student. But I'm just like, fuck it, like, I'm just doing it now. So I'm working on that. It's a secret though. But I really appreciate y'all, and yeah, let me know how this video made you feel, and if you can relate to anything, and how you overcome feelings of shame in navigating away from dissociating and avoidance. So yeah, know that you are worthy of so much love. You are worthy of being seen just the way that you are. You are valuable in who you are today. And I love you, and we love you, and we need you here. So be here and express it. and show up. We want to see you. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.